I was staying at my brother and his girlfriend's house last night, and I think I had a really bad allergic reaction to their cats. So yeah, my eye is really swollen and they're both really red, but it's alright, we're just gonna deal with it. So I'm really excited for this video because we're going to Rice University today. It is one of my top choices, and so I'm debating between that and 2 other schools right now to go to for my undergraduate education. So I actually did forget to mention that because of the coronavirus, there weren't any tours led by tour guides when you visit Rice's campus, and so it was more of a self-guided tour. So they did give me a map of like campus and all of the different important buildings for the main campus, and so it kind of recommended the path that you should take to go all around campus. But I didn't really follow that just because I wanted to see the buildings that I would be spending the most time in as a computer science major. So I more kind of looked at those buildings and really explored those specific aspects of Rice's campus that I wanted to see, as opposed to going all across campus. And so you're not going to see the entire campus in this video, but you will get a good feeling of what the campus looks like. So it's a little after 6 right now, and we're driving down to the Nashville airport. So we're gonna fly from there to the Houston airport. So I'm really excited for today. So we finally got to Rice, and first impressions, we're on the very edge of campus right now, but first impressions are there are so much greenery and a lot of trees, and it looks really nice so far. So this is one of their public art structures, which is really cool. And what's super cool is that this is actually made out of a bunch of different characters. So you can see like this right here is a character, and they actually have seating in there, which is pretty interesting. So I really like the campus, and it's actually kind of the perfect size between a smaller college and a larger college. So it's not too small that there isn't like enough to explore, I guess. It's supposed to be 300 acres, which is about 0.5 square miles, but honestly it seems bigger than that because that sounded kind of small to me initially. There's actually a lot of greenery everywhere, so almost the entire campus is covered by trees and stuff. There's a lot of outdoor seating, which I really like because I personally love studying outside. So it would be really nice to just like take a blanket, sit out on the lawn, and there's also like tables and chairs, which is super great. Another thing that I really liked is that the community as a whole seems to be very, I guess, tightly knit. And actually, a fun story, right when we arrived onto campus, we ran into the president's wife here, and I guess like she's the coach of the soccer team, or she's involved with the soccer team or something. So she was talking to us about them winning their tournament, and she was just being really helpful about any questions that I had. And I did ask her about what she thought of like the community as a whole, and she said of course it's very tightly knit, and that she really likes Houston as an area, which was very comforting to hear. I really like the campus overall, and the buildings are absolutely beautiful, especially the CS building I thought looked super cool. And everyone just seems so welcoming and super friendly. And yeah, also on campus, something that you'll notice is even though it's pretty close to Houston, you don't hear almost any traffic, which is super cool. So when you're on campus itself, it's actually really quiet, and it's almost like very serene. So it would be a really great place to study and just spend time outside. And so yeah, I've had a really good time exploring Rice. So I wanted to talk a little bit about my experience visiting Rice, just in case that might help some of you guys who are trying to decide between Rice and a different school, and maybe you don't get the chance to visit campus, or you just want to get to know the campus a little bit more, or just, you know, in general to see if Rice is the right fit for you. So just some overall things, I absolutely loved the campus. It was so beautiful. There was so much greenery and it was incredibly well kept, and you know, there wasn't any trash or anything. So my entire time there, I spent a couple of hours on campus. I didn't even see one single piece of trash. So it is incredibly well kept and it's just so beautiful. Another thing that I noticed was there was a lot of outside study places, as well as just like places that you can eat. So almost everywhere that you saw, there was like a table and a chair there, and if there wasn't, you know, you could always sit on the lawn and eat or study there, which personally I really enjoy because I love staying outside. As you can see, I'm outside right now. There was also something called the outer and the inner loop while on Rice's campus, and so it's just basically a loop all the way around campus, and it's like a kind of paved trail. It's really great for walking and running, and we actually saw a lot of people who were running. So if that's something that you're into, Rice would be great for that because you're still on campus, but it's still large enough that you can get a really great run in. And I personally also love walking, so I will really enjoy going around those trails. And also the entire trail is covered by trees, so it's basically like 2 trees on both sides, and they kind of cover the trail, which is really nice because even when it's hot and sunny outside, it's still shaded and it's very beautiful there. Another thing that I noticed was that the buildings were really cool, and especially the CS building that we had the chance to go into because it was unlocked. That was really beautiful, and I just wasn't really expecting the architecture to be like that at all, but it was a really nice surprise. And I think in general, going around campus, you know, there's a lot of cinematic tours and stuff like that on YouTube, and so I thought that I would be really underwhelmed when I went to campus because, you know, usually things look a lot better on video than it does in person. So I thought that I would be a little bit disappointed by the campus, but that definitely wasn't the case at all. And in fact, I actually like the campus more in person than I did on videos. So that was really nice to see, and everything is just really like grand and beautiful there, but at the same time, like, it's a very warm environment and very conducive to like creating a really tight community. In terms of like the environment and the kind of people that I saw at Rice, it wasn't too busy there just because it's, you know, a Saturday, and so I guess people were studying. You know, we saw some people in the library, but even though we didn't see that many people, it still felt like a very warm and welcoming environment. And right when we got onto campus, we actually saw maybe like a 15 people yoga class outside on the lawn, and that would be something that I would really enjoy taking part in, and maybe you would too, so that's something to consider. But I definitely felt very welcomed by all of the people that I saw, and everyone was really friendly. And even talking to the president's wife, she had said that right from the first day that you get to campus, you feel like you're a part of a family and you feel very welcome there. And then in terms of Rice Village, that I'm sure you are all very familiar about. So my brother and I, we actually walked to Rice Village, but the first time that we went there, we kind of took more of like a scenic route and a little bit of a longer way to get there. So it took a little less than 20 minutes to get there, but we ended up passing by the residential area off of campus. It still felt like a very safe environment, and I would feel safe walking through there. It didn't feel like it was in Houston, even though it is in Houston, so it's very different from downtown Houston. The surrounding area around Rice, it's very safe, and you know, I didn't feel like uncomfortable or anything like that, which was really nice to see. And on the way back from Rice Village, we took more of the shorter route, so it took about 10 minutes, which was really nice, and it was almost like a direct walk right back to campus. So we didn't go through the residential area that time, but yeah, it was a very easy walk, very nice honestly to get there. And of course, Rice Village has a lot of really great food places and just like a little shopping boutique area, which is kind of cool. So if that's what you're looking for, Rice is great for that, and it's super close to the university. In terms of downtown Houston itself, I personally really didn't like the downtown area. There was a lot of just like kind of sketchy people, and of course there's homeless, and I guess that's to be expected from one of the most popular cities in the United States. I have also been to New York City, and I thought that it was better than New York, but it still felt like a little bit unsafe. So I definitely wouldn't go down to the downtown area of Houston by myself. But of course, if you went with a group of people, then it shouldn't be a problem at all. And in terms of taking like public transit, it's only like $1.25 to ride the bus or the rail, which is really cheap. And it's very easy to use, and so that's pretty nice. So I wouldn't say that you necessarily need to have a car to go to Houston, but it's probably a little bit more convenient and a lot safer if you have one. So with all of that being said, I just want to say that everyone's experience with campuses is very different, and I visited a lot of campuses throughout like my college process. So I went and visited Princeton and Columbia, and at some point Stanford, MIT, so I went all of those places. I would probably say that Rice is just as good as some of the other places I've seen, if not the best campus that I've ever visited, and I just really connected with the environment. But that might not be the case for everyone, so everyone's different, everyone's going to want different things in colleges, everyone's going to be looking for different things. So even though I really enjoyed the campus, that might not necessarily mean you would, but I just want to say, if you are trying to figure out what college is right for you, definitely try to visit, because I think once you go to the campus, you either connect with the place or you don't, and that's just the way that things are. See you in my next video. I think it's going to be where I compare my top 3 college choices and just talk a little bit about the college decision process. I did already pick a college, but I'm going to leave that for the next videos. I hope that this video was helpful for you guys. Thank you so much for watching, and if you enjoyed the video, please give it a thumbs up and leave any comments that you have in the comment section down below, and I always love to see those comments. Thanks again for watching. Bye!